Hey guys, in the last section we made it so that we could view all our blog posts on the post controller, and we also made it so we could see single posts using the find method, and we created these links so that we can easily navigate to our single posts. So now what I want to do is show you how to create new posts and how to update posts using the browser. If you remember, we did this in section 2 of this chapter. We did it in the console. We used that post.new and that post.save. We're going to be doing those same things, the same syntax, except we're going to be implementing it into our application and not just using the console. So go to your app folder, your MyRuby blog, and then app, and then open up your post controller. And from previous sections you can see we have the index, which is giving us all our posts with post.all, and we have the show method, which is allowing us to use the find method and we can use this params ID to actually grab the ID from the URL. So that's why if we go to /2 we're going to get ID number 2, blog 2. So now we're going to be working in the new and the create action. So new is going to be very easy. We want it so that we can go to post/new and we can display whatever we put in the new view. So and what we want to do is I want to create a instance variable, and that's just going to be equal to post.new. That's all we have to do for that. Now we're going to have a form to upload, not upload, but input new post fields. And if you remember, in our database we have a category ID field, so we need to have a drop down of categories when we're creating a post. So we need to declare a category instance variable, which will just go to category object and all. All. Okay, so this is getting all our categories just like this is getting all our posts. And that's it. That's all we have to do for the new action. So now I'm going to show you, we're going to build the form, and then we'll have the form go to the create method, which we'll define next. So let's just save that and then go to your app/views, posts, and then we want the new view. Now we can actually go to our browser and go to post/new, and we have the view. The view is rendering. And we just need to add a form to it to actually update our post. Create a new post. So we could have a regular HTML form here, but Ruby has some really good ways to create a form just from using Ruby. So to do that, we just want to open up some tags, and we want to do form_4, and then we're going to have the instance variable we're submitting to the posts. We're creating a post, and then what we want to do is do, and then we want a block, and we need to create a placeholder here, which will have just F, and then we should end the tags, and then we just want to say end, and then all of our form content will go in the middle here. So what we want is an input field for the title, a text area for the body, and then a drop down, and in that drop down we want to populate it with our categories that we defined here. So the first thing we should do, I'm just going to put it in paragraph. I'm going to put each section in a paragraph. So let's open up our tags with the equal sign, and we'll do f.label, and this F is coming from here. You could put form or anything you want here, just make sure that it matches up here. So label for title, Okay, and then we'll just have some BR tags so we can have a line break there. And F dot text field for the title. Close the tags. Okay, so that looks good. It's going to give us the title, which will just be title, and then the input box comes from here. So let's copy that. And now we want to do the body, so just change title to body. And instead of a text field, we need a text area, because this is the body. It's going to hold a lot of text. And if we copy that, so here I actually want to do the drop down. It's going to be a select drop down with all of our categories inside. So we want F dot select, and we're going to be, it's the value itself will be the category ID, and this will be category dot all dot collect, because it's collecting the values so we can display them. And then we want some curly braces, and we'll use X, and just trying to remember the exact syntax. Brackets with X dot name of the category and X dot ID of the category, and comma, some more tags. We can put options in here, and we have an option that is called include blank, and it's going to be a hash, and what this is just what we want displayed originally on the select drop down. So I'm just going to say select. We'll say select one, because we only have one, a post can only have one category, and then that should be good. We could also have an option of multiple, and we could set that to true or false if we want the user to be able to have multiple categories, but we're not going to do that. We just want one category, one post, one category per post. So finally we need to do a submit button. So that'd be F dot submit, and then that takes the whatever you want to for the button to say. We'll just say add post, then we'll close that up, and that looks good. Let me just double check. Title, body. We might have a small error on. Let's just check it out, see if it works. So save that and go back to post/new, and looks good. We have a title, we have a body field, and we have our categories. And these categories are obviously dynamically generated from the database. So as we add categories, they'll show up down here. Now this isn't going to work yet, because what this form is doing here is it's submitting it to, let me show you, it's submitting it to the post controller to the create action, which we have nothing here, so it's just going to go nowhere really. So the next thing we have to do is add this create action. So in the create action, we want to say we want to create a instance variable to post.new, and I'm sorry, post.new, and we need to pass in an argument. We have to pass in the params, and then the post symbol, and then right here it's going to go to post.save. But we don't want to just keep it like this. What we want to do is say, if the post gets saved, do something. If it doesn't, do something else. So we're going to actually create an if statement here. We're going to say, actually, if post save, and then we're going to have an else, okay, and then an end. So this is saying if the post is saved, do this. If it's not saved, do this. And what we want it to do, if it does save, is we want it to redirect to the to the main post screen. So Rails has this function this method we can use, redirect. We can say redirect to, and then we put in whatever controller we want to go to. So that's post path. And the next thing we want to do is we want to give it a message to display to the user when it's saved. So we want to, this happens in a hash, and we have the notice symbol, and then what we want the message to be, we'll just say your post has been saved. Okay, so again, if the post is saved, it's going to redirect to the main posts path or the main controller, and then we're going to have this notice that's going to say your post has been saved. Now if it hasn't been saved, then we just want to render this form again. Okay, so all we have to do here is render new. That should be in quotes. We're going to render the new view. So basically the same thing. Okay, and I think that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. So let's save that. Yeah, let's just try this out. Let's try it out. So if we reload the form, we'll just say the third post. This is the third sample post, and we'll put this in news. Add post, and it's right here. You can see it added. Now, one thing that we didn't do that we have to go over is you don't see any message here. You don't see our notice that says your post is saved. And the reason for that is we don't have it in our layout. I don't really want to go over layouts in full right now, because we're going to have a chapter and some sections dedicated to layouts. So, but we do have, I will show you how to do this now. If you go to your, let's just open our folder. Let's go to my Ruby blog, and then app, and then views, and then layouts. Now if we go back here and you see this categories, home, posts, these are view files. You already know that we have the view files for posts, categories, and the home page. Layouts is the outer shell of those views, if that makes sense. If we go in layouts, we already have this application.html.erb. So if we open that up, where is it? This is what it looks like. Now this is the main wrapper of the entire site. You'll see that it has the doc type, it has the HTML, the head tags, the body tags, and what I want you to look at here is this yield. What this is a placeholder for our views. So let me just go ahead and open a view. We'll just say the new view, the one we're working on. Now this new view, this add new post, you know, this is what we see when we go to the new page. This entire piece of code is stored here when we're on that page. I'm trying to make sense of this, but it's a little difficult, but hopefully you understand that, because the layouts, they include style sheet references, JavaScripts, meta tags, and you can see we have that stuff dynamically generated for us by Rails. it uses the shorthand, the style sheet link tag, and the JavaScript include tag. And then we can do our meta tags and all that dynamically. We have the title as well. So what we need to do here is above this yield, above our view, we want to have the error messages or notices or any kind of display, any kind of text display that gives us some information. And how we do that is we create a loop, and it's pretty easy to do. We just want to open up some tags with the equal sign. Make sure you have the, actually we don't need the equal sign to start the loop. And these are called flash. They're called flash messages. This messages that get stored in memory for one HTTP request. So we want to do flash.each because we're doing an each loop, and we want to have this block with a key value pair. So we want to do key comma value, and then just close the tags up, and then we want to end it. And in between, in the loop, we want to go through each flash message and display each message that we have in memory, which most of the time will probably only be one message. But let's say you have a form with validation, and you have a field that's required, and then you have, say you have to match the two password fields. So that's two validations in one form. So if you fail to do both of those, it's going to get, you're going to get two error messages. So here it will loop through those two and display them on the screen however you wish. You could put them in an unordered list. You could just put them in a paragraph tag, however you want to display them. So we'll just put ours in a paragraph tag. And all you need to put here is make sure you have the equal sign because we're displaying content, and just value. So that's it. That's all we need to do here. So we just have our main view, the yield, and then the error messages above it. So let's save that, and let's try this again. So if we go to post/new, let's add what's this, the fourth, I believe, the fourth post. Okay, and let's put this in tutorials. If we click add post, now you can see it says your post has been saved. We can make this green or make it stick out more, or whatever you want to do with it, however you want to display it. So that's how you display notices and error messages. So we can close that application layout file. And one more thing I want to show you before we move on to edit and update is you don't want to have to type in post/new all the time. So let's just put a link down here that we can add a new post. So we would do that in the view file, in the index view. If we go to app, views, posts, index, and you can see this little bit of code, this 6 lines of code, will give us every blog post. I mean, obviously, when you get too many, we're going to do pagination and just have it nice and neat, but you can see that it's a very little amount of code for a lot of content. So what I want to do now is just add a link to add a new post, so we don't have to go to post/new. And we can do that using the helper, the link to helper. So we'll say link to, and then here we want to put the text that we want the link to display in the browser. So we'll just put add new post, and we need a comma. Now we need to put where we want the link to go, and we can use the shorthand. We can use post path new, and that will send us to the post/new, and then we can just close the tags. So that should work. I'm going to save that and go back to post path. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not post path new, it's new post path. So I'll save that, go back. So now you'll see we have this link right here, add new post. If we click that, it brings us to the form to create a new post. So yeah, so I mean, because you don't want to go to post/new every time. So let me see. The next thing I think that I want to do is edit a post. I want to be able to click edit and edit a particular post. But this video is getting kind of long, so what I'm going to do is stop here, and we'll continue in the second part of this section where I'll show you how to edit posts as well as delete posts. So I will see you there.